At the same time that the hippie movement was flourishing, San Francisco's gay subculture was also expanding and becoming more visible. Gay rights activism was growing increasingly popular. The Castro district, which directly neighbors Haight-Ashbury, became a hotspot for this activism. Like Haight-Ashbury, it had charming old Victorian houses that became inexpensive to rent or buy when families fled the city for the suburbs post-World War II. One of the most prominent figures in the gay rights movement was Harvey Milk. Milk was a city politician. He and his partner Scott Smith opened Castro Camera, the storefront you're looking at, in 1972, when the neighborhood was beginning to emerge as the city's most recognizably gay one. Because of Milk and his activism, Castro Camera would soon become one of the havens for activism. It was also a polling place for local elections. Milk entered the political sphere for the first time in 1973, when, angered by the Watergate scandal and a whole array of local problems, he ran for a spot on the Board of Supervisors, San Francisco's City Council. His largest base of support was the gay community, but he also attempted to reach other disenfranchised groups. He came in 10th out of 32 in that race, but he had a large enough group of supporters that he became colloquially known as the mayor of Castro Street. Milk ran again for supervisor in 1975. Once again he lost, but the newly elected mayor, George Moscone, appointed him to the Board of Permit Appeals. After several more attempts at gaining public office and the establishment of his own political machine, the San Francisco Gay Democratic Club, Milk was finally elected to the Board of Supervisors in 1977. His platform focused heavily on gay rights, though it also requested that government be more responsive to individual citizens and that the individual character of each of San Francisco's neighborhoods be preserved in the face of increasing commercialization. On November 27, 1978, Milk and the mayor who had appointed him were murdered in City Hall by Dan White, a conservative, homophobic former city supervisor. Bizarrely, White was convicted of voluntary manslaughter rather than first-degree murder. His attorneys employed the Twinkie defense, implying that White's judgment was impaired because he suffered from depression, and that one of the signs that he was suffering from depression was his change in diet from health food to junk food. Milk's death caused a huge outburst of outrage from the gay community, sparking massive riots. Several days after his death, throngs of supporters gathered to celebrate his birthday in the streets. Milk serves as a source of hope and inspiration to the gay community, although his brutal murder and White's absurd Twinkie defense are a constant reminder that progress comes slowly.